Old man philosophizing here today. Uh, my thoughts for today: change it up, try to make things exciting. Almost every morning I do the same little hike up the mountain here where I live. Uh, this morning I woke up and the thought of doing the same thing again just wasn't appealing. I had no desire to do it, but I have to get out. That's my goal. That's what I'm striving towards. So, though it may seem insignificant, I chose to take a slightly different trail. It covers the probably 90% of the same trail. There's only just a little bit that changes and goes a different route. But just the thought of taking a new trail changed my mental outlook. Now I was kind of, all I'm doing is seeing the same scenery just from a different angle. But it changed the way that my mind thinks. So, I'm not going to drag on and on today. I was just coming up a good hill that is wearing me out. But biggest thoughts for today: so many times in life we're faced with doing the same thing over and over and over again. You have to figure out ways to spice it up a little bit. You have to figure out ways to make things new and exciting. Years ago, when I was doing door-to-door work, we figured out rules for a baseball game to change things up. If the door was slammed in your face, it was an out. I don't remember now what exactly the rules were, but we made things so that as we were doing our work throughout the day, you could play a game of baseball. And then the next door was always a challenge, because it's like, gee, I've got the bases loaded. If I can get a hit, somebody's coming in and I score, and whatever it was. But it made it new and exciting, made it a challenge. And that's our challenge in life sometimes. We do the same thing over and over and over again. You've got to figure out a way to spice it up, to make things exciting, to make it so that your mind looks forward to it. Whatever it is, my kids had two rules when they were growing up. You had to try your best and you had to have fun. A lot of times the things that we're doing aren't fun. We have to figure out a way to make it fun. You have to figure out a way to ask yourself different questions. I think it was Tony Robbins who said, if you aren't getting the answers you want, ask a different question. Just by asking a different question, your mind gets thinking a different way. You say, oh, you can't do that. Well, you say, instead of saying, I can't do that, say, if I were to do that, how would I go about it? All of a sudden your mind starts asking different questions, and you start digging up different areas of your subconscious and everything to be able to start working and formulating ideas on what you might be able to do. In my business, I have to change things up quite a bit. Things many times are always the same. I have to figure out, could I word that differently to attract people? Or if I change this, will it attract the person that I really want instead of that? In fishing, a master fisherman has hundreds of different lures. Sometimes it's the blue lure that's going to catch the fish. Sometimes it's a yellow lure. Sometimes it's the speed that you retrieve it with. Sometimes it's, whatever. You think about it, you've got to change things up. You've got to spice things up. You've got to try and attract a different fish, a new fish, a better fish. You've got to try and just make things exciting in your own mind and also in the mind of your customers. You aren't going to catch everything all the time. It also depends. You've got to be fishing in the right places. You don't fish in a septic tank to catch fish. That's kind of maybe a bad example, but you kind of get what I'm saying. You've got to make sure that you're fishing in the right places, that you're doing the right things. You're doing the right things for yourself, for your own mind, to keep going, to keep things exciting, so you keep progressing towards your goals. You've got to keep changing things up to attract the right customers. You've got to, work on different things to improve. So with that, I've rambled on too long again here already. And just keep things up. Keep constantly trying to improve. Keep refining things. Keep getting better. Keep motivating yourself. I'm keeping going towards my goal of losing about 40 pounds or so. So, yeah, hopefully in the next little while you start seeing changes in my face as I do these things, as I eat better, as I take in better nutrition. So with that, have a great day, and here's to change.